Okay. Welcome, 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 welcome to part 2 to my second show for the special edition tonight with Miss Angie Haggens. My name is Alisa J. Green. Welcome to Empower and Grow Her TV, where I've created this platform to introduce women in the community to women in my community to help empower and grow her in any and every way possible. My name is Alisa J. Green. I just got finished doing an interview at 7 o'clock. I'm here at 8 o'clock with Angie.
Hi.
Angie. Hi, Angie. Angie, are you nervous, Angie?
I'm sorry?
Are you nervous?
A little.
Don't be.
But it's a good nervous.
We're going to have fun. I have to, I didn't get a chance to print out my stuff for you. So, this is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Just be patient with me, Angie.
Hey, nothing but
Be patient with me, Angie. Okay.
Oh.
I'm going to read your bio first, Angie, okay?
Okay.
Holy smokes. Do I need glasses? Oh, look at Natalie. Hi, Natalie.
Hi, Natalie.
We are live, Natalie, at Empower and Grow Her TV. Okay, so I'm going to read Angie's bio. And Angie is a sister, a Sankofa sister. Did I say that right? Sankofa?
Yeah, that's right.
Sankofa sister. And for those of you who don't know what that is, look it up. Look it up. Okay, so Angie, Andrea Denise Tyler Haggens, is 61 years old, a divorced mother of one, Candace, a grandmother of one grandson, Devin, and the oldest sibling to triplet sisters, Faith, Hope, and Joy. That is beautiful. She's an aunt, cousin, friend, confidant, mentor, counselor, financial advisor, health consultant, and life coach. While she says she is not credentialed, her life experiences and challenges, she qualifies her for each of these roles. Each role has its unique skill set requirements. Her current role as an author is redefining her expectations of retirement. Her upcoming book, Living from the Inside Out, The Metamorphosis of the Butterfly Within, will be released in late fall of 2017. Angie served as a civil servant with the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services within the Department of Health and Human Services for 33 years.
Oh, Lord.
Retired for 6 years this August. God bless you. During her tenure with CMS, she was a training specialist, a manager of various programs, which were CMS Mentoring Partnership in Education, and co-created the first computerized-based training course for the Medicare and Medicaid programs for agency employees, as well as new employee orientation. She also inherited the position of director of the CMS Choir. Angie is a graduate of Northwestern Senior High School. She has received her Associates of Arts degree as a business legal secretary from Villa Julie College, now Stevenson University, and a BS degree in personal management, now human resources management from Towson State University. Her favorite subjects, psychology and sociology. She's a former vocalist with various local bands and choirs, including Unified Voices of Johns Hopkins, and has performed in numerous talent shows, funerals, and weddings. Upon retirement in 2011, she received training as a voiceover artist. Angie, I did not know that about you. And thank you for sharing your bio, Angie.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us here on Empower and Grow Her TV. I want to ask you, you're in the process of writing your book.
Yes, I am.
I want to know where this book idea came from.
Well, I have wanted to write a book for years, but I never really got serious about doing that. And in participating in the Coach It and Self Challenge, that's when I decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and write this book. And I am really excited about it. What else would you like to know? I'm dealing with my nerves too, so bear with
No
me.
worries. No worries. Okay, so how did you come up with the title, Living from the Inside Out, Metamorphosis of a Butterfly?
Well, I wanted the book to be for women who wanted to discover and appreciate and value their authentic selves. And most people who know me know that I love butterflies. I have butterflies all over the house and jewelry and on my body. Um, and I decided that, or I realized that in order to be my authentic self, I had to go within. And since butterflies are my favorite thing, I looked at the life cycle of a butterfly and saw the stages that it goes through. And that's when I realized that I was going through a very similar experience.
Mm-hmm.
So um, I chose to actively pursue writing my book. And I came up with the title because I realized that I was letting a lot of external situations control me. And once I realized that I needed to go within to find out who I was and to be my authentic self, I said, oh, okay, well, a butterfly goes through a metamorphosis. I'm doing the same thing. Hence, living from the inside out, the metamorphosis of the butterfly within.
So, what are some of the different stages that you've gone through in your life versus the stages of a butterfly, and how do they relate?
Well, the butterfly has 4 stages in its life cycle. The cocoon, which is the first stage, that's where the egg is developed. And for me, I was an egg in my mama's womb.
Mm-hmm.
And what was poured into me is what helped in my development while I was in the cocoon. Um, the next stage is the caterpillar. And the caterpillar is where I figured out who I was, who I became. I had to learn how to honor my authentic self after realizing that I was wearing a mask for a few years, trying to be something that I really was not because I thought that I needed to please everybody. Um, the final stage of the butterfly develops in the life cycle of the butterfly is when as the butterfly gets ready to release itself from the cocoon, its wings are crumpled up as it emerges, and the wings are pointed down.
Mm-hmm.
The butterfly pumps fluid into its body to straighten them out, but the wings have to harden and dry before the butterfly flies. So in my introspection, I had to dig really deep and peel back the various layers of things that happened in the past and discovering who I really was, not who I thought people wanted me to be. And once I was able to dig down, dig deep and find out who my authentic self was, I was free as a little butterfly.
What does it mean for you to be your authentic self? What does that consist of? What does it take for you to be your authentic self? Because you're a woman of a certain age and it takes a lot of trials and tribulations to
Hmm.
be in a space where you live your life in a certain way and then transformation starts to take place and you realize, and I guess that's the shedding of the skin, you realize that you don't have to put on this thing about yourself in order to make people, you know, have that view, in order to make people have a that view that you want them to have of you. You don't even know what view they have of you, but you
I didn't even know who I was.
right. But
Yeah,
you think,
I was trying to be, I guess, the person who I thought my mother wanted me to be. I was trying to be the person that I thought my father wanted me to be. I was trying to be, the good coworker, being friends to everybody, being the people pleaser. And in doing that, I lost who I really was. I had to find out who I really was. And I realized that I don't have to live my life according to everyone else's wishes. I live my life according to how God directs me. And He has put everything in me that I need. So I just have to search myself and pull out what's on the inside.
right. So, okay, so Angie, you already know that, and I mentioned it before. I don't know if I mentioned it this segment, but last segment, I mentioned that I created this platform in order to help women step into courage,
Mm-hmm.
which happens to be the name of my book, Stepping into Courage, that's coming out in between the fall and the winter of 2017.
Okay.
So, what did it take for you to step into that space, which takes courage? What did it take for you to do that? What kind of courage did you have to muster up to step into your courage?
I had to be totally honest with myself. I
Mm-hmm.
had to accept what I considered the good things as well as the bad things. Um, and I needed to, figure out who I was. Once I figured out who I was, I needed to build my self-confidence and my self-esteem, knowing that I'm okay as I am, I'm enough,
Mm-hmm.
and people will accept me for who I am, and that's okay.
Right,
I don't have to pretend to be anybody else. It's okay to be me.
right. And
Because nobody,
what is
go
it
ahead.
what is it like being Angie? What is it like being Angie, writing a book, being free? Because, well, I mean, I can share with everybody. So we're in the mastermind group. Mastermind group where we really get a chance to really get to know each other, to learn the quirks about each other, to talk through our fears, to talk through our concerns. And we have really formed a beautiful sisterhood
Yeah,
and relationship while we're in the process of writing this book, which is a process of its own, where we uh, come along and discover, we have discoveries about ourselves, discoveries about each other, discoveries about our process. So,
right.
um, what did it take for you to discover the real Angie?
Mm. Uh, Digging deep, I had, in the process of writing this book, a lot of issues that happened in my past that I didn't really understand exactly what they meant.
Mm-hmm.
So going back and looking at my past and figuring out, okay, this is who I was then, this is who I am now. So what happened in between who I was and who I am now? Um, it has taken a lot of courage to do that. A lot of honesty, um, and a lot of time spent just trying to figure out how I got to where I am.
Hmm. What was that ride like, Angie?
It was bumpy. It
Mm-hmm.
was smooth. Sometimes it's like you riding down a highway and the scenery is beautiful. You hear the birds tweeting and everything is great. And then you run into that incident or remember a certain occurrence and it's like the storm clouds come over. It gets really dark and you have to figure out how to not let the darkness keep you down. You have to rise above your circumstances. Um, you know that God has put me on this path, and there are certain things that He wants me to know about myself. And I've also learned that there's so much inside of me that I wasn't aware was really there. Um, I guess at times I was waiting for someone to come by and pull it out of me, but
Mm,
it was already there. I just needed to listen to that inner voice
yes,
and trust.
yes, yes. So, for those of you who are just joining us, it's 8:21, and we're live here with Angie Haggens. I want to call you the Butterfly Queen so bad, but I have
Okay.
a girlfriend that's the Butterfly Queen too. So I'm gonna call you the Butterfly
All
Queen
right.
too, because
I,
you're actually going through the metamorphosis while you're on your journey. You know, writing the book and having new discoveries about yourself, and just un- peeling back layers and just being
yes.
free, being the Angie who you were meant to be. So, Angie,
Yes.
um, what what dreams did you put on the back burner? Um, and
Hmm.
what dreams did you put on the back burner?
Well, let's see. When I was a teenager, I just knew that I was going to be the next Roberta Flack. I was going to be a superstar. Yeah. um, but as my life progressed, I realized that that wasn't really a reality for me. Um, because of my life circumstances, I needed something that would provide a stable income, not much risk. Uh, I just needed everything to be safe.
Hmm.
Then as time went on, I got married, had a baby, and then my child and my marriage became my focus.
Mm,
Um, it was so much easier for me to serve other people, to put other people first.
hmm.
I didn't realize that I needed to save something for myself.
Hmm.
If there was something left over, fine. If not, whatever. Um, I was a people pleaser, you know. So it's been an interesting journey. It's been painful. It's also been happy. But I've really enjoyed the journey.
Um, how important? No, how do we harm ourselves in our livelihood, or why do we harm ourselves in our livelihood by putting ourselves on the back burner? And Natisha even talked about this. Like, why, in your opinion, why do we do that?
I think that's
Outside of us being trained to do.
yeah. That's what I saw my mom do. That's what I saw the women in my family do. We're nurturers. We serve. Um, you want to make sure that everybody else is okay.
Hmm.
Um, and I really didn't put enough value on myself.
Mm.
That has
So go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Now that I am of a certain age, I realize that it is not selfish to put myself first
Yes,
because I can't care for other people and help other people if I'm broke down.
exactly.
So it's
And,
okay to put yourself first.
and they say that on the airplane, and I think that I'm sorry, a lot of women miss that message. I mean, what a message to be on an airplane and for the stewardess to say, "Put the mask on yourself first because you're no good to anyone. You can't help anybody if you're not helping yourself first."
Right,
And
right.
I just think about the nurturing mode that kicks in when someone is in need of something. We'll take our mask off. No, here you wear it. You live. As if we're not worth living. As if we're not,
Yeah,
having a chance. And I think that when we do that to ourselves, we do the universe a great disservice
Yes.
on, who we are and what we're here for.
Right. We devalue ourselves,
Yeah, we do.
not aware that that's what we're doing. One thing that I noticed when my daughter left to go away to college, that was very hard for me.
Hmm.
But I went through the changes that brings about, the empty nester and all of that. But once I got her to school, she went to school in Florida. I'm in Baltimore. I came back home and I was thinking, what was it that I used to like to do? What were my interests? What did I want to make of myself? And I realized that I had given so much of myself to my daughter, so much of myself to my husband, so much of myself to my family that I just lost myself in everybody, in everything.
Mm.
So when you realize that, it's like, oh my God, I was running around the house trying to say, well, did I keep a journal somewhere? What was it that I used to like to do? So it's
Wow.
almost like being reborn.
The rebirth of a woman.
Yes,
The rebirth of a woman.
yes.
So okay, so you lost yourself. What
Hmm.
were what were the things that you got back into once you found yourself being home? And I don't necessarily want to say alone, even though that's what it was.
Hmm.
Being home and have the opportunity to really get into yourself, because I think that if we use the word "get into ourselves," it won't sound so hard
Right.
as saying alone, because people automatically match alone with something that's just devastatingly depressing. And it's really not, because I like to be alone.
Well, first, I think you need to understand or realize that there is a difference between being alone and being lonely.
Hmm. Hmm.
I have found that living alone has given me the space to spend time in rediscovering who I am.
Hmm.
Um, I've always liked to read. When I was a little girl, I was an only child for 11 years, and
Wow.
books were my best friends. My parents didn't want me playing with certain people in the neighborhood,
They,
so
they
to
never.
avoid getting in trouble, I read a book, go to a far off land. Um, I always did like to write. My job considered consisted of a lot of writing. So I'm like, well, you like to read, you like to write. You've been writing for Uncle Sam for 33 years. Why not finally sit down and write something for yourself? And in doing that,
Right.
I realized that, there's some things that I have gone through, that I'm still going through. And I know I am not the only person on the planet who's been going through some of these things. So I decided that I wanted to share my life experiences and the lessons that I've learned along my journey to hopefully benefit someone else out there, to let them know you are enough, you're not alone, and when you get my book, we can go on that journey together.
Yes. 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 So, God, I can't wait for this book. So, the name of your book, share with everyone what the name of your book is again, Angie.
Okay, the name of my book is Living from the Inside Out, The Metamorphosis of the Butterfly Within.
I love it. I love it. And why living from the inside out? Because that's what really attracted me to you, as far as you being in the mastermind, in our mini mastermind.
Mhm.
When I saw that living from the inside out, I was like, I don't even know if you heard me gasp.
I did.
I took a deep breath, like, oh, because I truly believe that everything starts from the inside out. I'm sorry, everything starts from the inside out, and when we start to really go through that transition where we are bringing things that are inside of us out to the forefront. That is, we're giving ourselves permission and we're giving ourselves the opportunity to really show up in the world.
And that also opens you up to being vulnerable.
Yes, yes.
Being vulnerable takes a heap of courage, let me tell you.
Yes.
You know, you can't be worried about what other people are going to think or what other people are going to say. And, oh my God, you know, how do I look? And are they going to like me? Because no, none of that even matters because everybody else is really dealing with their own crap.
Yep.
So, you know, all the stories that I created in my head, nobody was, you know, even paying attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, making yourself vulnerable and then accepting whatever the fallout is for that, you know, be it good or be it bad. Be who you are, but you can only find out who you are once you go inside. Ignore all the external noise and everybody's opinion. You know what they say about opinions and whatever. Everybody has one. But it takes a lot of confidence and self-assurance. You have to know what your values are. Don't forget whatever your divine deity may be it God, Buddha, or whomever. That's the source of everything. So you just have to trust that whatever you have, what you have within is what, in my case, I believe in God, Jesus Christ. So I know that He put everything in me that I need. I just have to be vulnerable enough and have the courage to really see what that is and just go with that. I can't be somebody else. I'm tired of trying to be somebody else. I can only be me.
Right. Define courage. What's your definition of courage?
Courage. Courage is the ability to keep moving forward regardless of what life may throw at you or what fears may rise up. Fears are nothing but false evidence appearing real. Courage is being able to be yourself, not who you think people want you to be. Take off the mask, dig deep, and know that whatever comes up was put in you for a purpose. And it's going to stay in you until you fulfill that purpose. But you can't fulfill your purpose until you get it out of you.
Right. So how do we know we have purpose? How do we know? Like, you know, some people think that they don't have purpose. You know, how would one discover that they have purpose? In your opinion, this is just your opinion.
Well, for me, I knew that I had purpose because no matter how hard I tried to stay in my lane, mind my business, people would still come to me with, you know, with their problems for advice. You know, they knew that there would be no judgment. I would try not to judge. Let me put it that way, because I'm not perfect. I'm far from that. And the more I would try to, like I said, just stay in my lane and mind my business, people would keep coming to me. And I'm like, you know, this must be happening for a reason. So the experiences that I have gone through, that's all that I can, you know, base my opinions on. So I feel that, you know, my purpose is to share that with others so their journey will be a little bit easier.
Yeah, I like that, Angie. I like that. For those of you that are joining us and listening to the replay once this is over, I am Alisa J. Green, and you are on Empower and GrowHer TV, and we are with Angie Haggens, the author of Living from the Inside Out, the Metamorphosis of the Butterfly Within. And Angie her book will be out in the fall of 2017, and she's sharing her story. She's giving her message. And Angie, where can everyone find you on Facebook?
On Facebook?
They're going to want to talk to you. They're going to want to talk to you, Angie. They're going to want to talk to you. So you might as well just come on out. As I would say, I'm coming out.
Hey, I am in the process of developing a website and all of that. But for the time being, if you go to Angie Haggens, send a friend request, I will friend you, and we can talk from there.
Now, do you plan on creating a group, Angie, anytime soon?
That's something that's in the works down the road a piece.
Yes.
I joined this challenge thinking that I was just going to write a book and bam, that was it. But I found that it's so much more than that. So I'm sort of, developing and planning as I go along, just like we do with life. You just sort of, weave and bob and figure out what works and what doesn't. So I hope that, when my book does come out, that people will read it and it will bless them, assure them that they are okay, they are enough.
Yes.
And just keep on being who you are. It's okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. What did you say?
It's okay to be who you are.
It is. It really is. Angie, if you had to go back and change 3 things in your life, what would they be?
Wow. I would have put more effort into my singing career.
Okay.
What could I do different? What would I want to do differently? I would try not to be a people pleaser. Now that I'm not, I have a certain peace within myself, a certain confidence. Let's see, what else would I want to change? I don't know that right now. I can't think of anything else that I would want to change because I think that what I went through, I was put in those situations for a reason. And if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't be who I am now. I don't want to be anybody else.
Nah. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Yes.
It's not.
My soul is happy.
What is your, it's 8:40. Let me see what time it is. Yes, 8:38. So we're coming up, to the hour. So I wanted to save this for last, Angie. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite quote?
Well, my favorite quote as of this day is just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, it became a butterfly. Don't give up. Don't quit. Just when you think about quitting, your breakthrough is right on the other side.
The breakthrough is on the other side. The breakthrough. Is there anything that you want to share with the audience? Is there anything that you would like for them to know about you that they don't know? That you would want to know?
Well, a lot of people probably don't know that I am an avid Ravens fan. Ray Lewis is my husband. He doesn't know it, but Ray Lewis is my husband.
Ray Lewis, huh?
Yes, he is my husband, along with LL Cool J and Scott Pelley. You know. What else? I love crabs. I'm a foodie.
Me too.
I love to cook, and I love even more to eat. I love music, and I'm really into sports.
Oh, that's awesome. I want to ask you this. If Okay, so your book is about the metamorphosis of a butterfly.
Hmm.
If you turn that into a message, what message would you give your readers? What message are you giving your readers by writing this book?
Let's see. If you don't allow yourself to know and accept who you really are, you deprive yourself of true love and happiness. This is a lifelong journey to savor, and you should enjoy it living from the inside out.
Yeah, living from the inside out. And how important is it to live from the inside out? And what does that mean to you? Did I ask you that already, Angie?
I think you may have. I don't really remember. I think you may
But
have.
I'm going to ask you again.
Um, Living from the inside out is giving myself permission to be my authentic self and be who I feel God created me to be.
Mm,
Who's going to argue with the man upstairs? I don't think you want to do that.
I don't think anybody wants to argue that with
No,
that.
not at all. Um, I did want to just
Read an
read
excerpt from your book.
a quick little excerpt, yes, from the
I was
book.
going to ask you, wow, we must see we think alike.
Great
Yes.
minds, honey, great minds. Okay. I used to think everybody had to like me, so I would put on a mask that I thought they wanted to see. I was the ultimate people pleaser. I was raised to not challenge authority, keep my thoughts to myself, especially when they didn't agree with my parents, follow and not question instructions, and keep my head to the grindstone, which was my father's, God rest his soul, his slave depression mentality.
Mm.
That's why I grew up thinking I had to be perfect. Therefore, everyone would like me. How did that work for me? Miserably well. It left me not knowing who I really was. I didn't realize it was okay to have goals specifically for me. My goal was to make everyone else happy. I'll take being a people pleaser for $500, Alex.
Wow. Wow. And how long did it take for you to realize that you were a people pleaser when when you realize? Because
Well, I guess when I started feeling tension in my body, my gut, my spirit was letting me know this isn't what you're supposed to be doing. It's okay to help other people. It's okay to support other people and be there for them. But I had to learn how to do that and then let it go, turn it over to God, and get back into what my concerns were.
wow, Angie. Wow.
So that's one of my favorite evangelists is Joyce Myers,
Hmm.
and I was really very afraid to really get into writing this book, and don't know why I was afraid. I think I just wanted to keeping myself small, and I didn't want to put myself out there. But Joyce Myers, and I'm a paraphrase,
Hmm.
says, when fear rises in your body because you are afraid to do something new, do it anyway. Do it afraid.
Do it afraid. That is so true. Do
Hmm.
it afraid. And I think that when we start doing things afraid, it loosens up the tension in our body. It allows
Hmm.
us, it gives us permission to let go. It gives us permission to move forward.
And you
It's
realize it's not as bad as you imagined it was going to be.
Yes, do it afraid. This is my second show, and I told you before I had butterflies. I
Hmm.
let go of the thought of it, me wanting it to be perfect. I let go
Right.
of all of that because I feel like the connection that we had from us, from me and you having this face to face.
Mm-hmm.
people that are watching now and that are going to be watching later,
Mm-hmm.
to the entire world. We have to learn how to do things afraid. We have to learn how to move forward. We have to learn how to let go. We have to learn how to give ourselves permission to just
Right.
be and be in order for us to make a difference in the world, period.
True.
I think
That's
that the more we start to step into that space of courage,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
nothing can stop us.
That's right. That's right. When I realized that I could be myself, and that was okay, a whole new world
Yeah.
materialized before me.
Always, it always does.
Yeah, yeah.
It always does. It
And you
always
can't
does.
beat yourself up for the missed opportunities and, oh, I should have done this and no, you should have done exactly what you did.
Yeah,
You're where you're supposed to be right now.
exactly. So what's next for Angie Haggens? What's Angie Haggens' next move? Because now you're out here now. Like they would say, I'm out here. You're
Yeah.
you're out here. What's next for
Well,
Angie Haggens?
part of my book, I'm including an appendix
Mm-hmm.
that has resources that takeaways that
Yes.
my audience, I will say, can use. That's going to be like purpose affirmations, uh, Angieisms, as I call them. One Angieism is, I thank you, Lord, for not letting my thinking determine my circumstances.
Yes, Angie.
Poems, workshops that I've attended, books that I've read, music. You can pull from all sources. And if all of these things, help me, I can only know that it can help someone else as well. So
Yes.
eventually there may be workshops. Um, I already know that I will be writing a second book. Uh, my father suffered with dementia, and
Okay.
I was his power of attorney. I didn't know what the hell I was doing or what I needed to do, so I decided that I wanted to write a book. I think I was going to call it "The Other Side of Dementia: A Child's Journey."
Uh-huh.
I wanted to put something out there so that if someone found themselves in my position where you basically taking over living someone else's life, at least there would be some kind of blueprint for you to follow, where to go, what resources. So I'm going to be working on that, and
Yeah.
I will just, see where spirit leads me.
Oh, the spirit is definitely leading you down the right road. Definitely.
Yeah.
So, is there anyone out here that wants to ask any questions? If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments. If you want to just say hi to Angie, if you want to glean from her as a first-time author, you can put your questions out here because we can see you. Can see you.
Yes. And doing this has also put right in my face that I need to get myself out there. So I will be developing a website so that I'm not into Twitter and tweeting and Instagramming and all that stuff. Facebook is more than I can handle.
Facebook is one of you can handle. Facebook is fun.
It is fun.
I gotta get you on Snapchat too. You gotta have some fun on Snapchat.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see. So
Does
yeah.
anyone Huh?
Go ahead.
No, I was asking, does anyone have any questions? Does anyone have any questions? Natalie, do you have any questions? Does anyone have any questions? Because we're coming up on the hour.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Angie Haggens is here live with us on Empower and Grow Her TV. I'm so happy that she's here. I can't wait until we do this Friday show next month. It's going to be all the Look, Angie,
Wow.
what's your take on love? What's your take on love, Angie?
On love,
Yeah.
ooh, we don't have enough time. You have to love yourself before you can love anybody else. Accept people for who they are. When they show you who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
Yeah, believe them.
Yeah.
And love is great.
I believe that love is a beautiful thing, especially when you're in the position to give and receive at the same time.
Hmm.
I know there are. I've been in love where someone didn't love me, at the same time that I love them.
Right.
I know someone that loved me and I didn't love them the same way.
Hmm.
So I think that there is a position, there is a time, there is a space for love, and when that's all aligned, it is a beautiful thing.
Yes, it
That's
is.
what I think about love.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And but you have to love yourself
Oh, you
before you can love
definitely have.
anybody else.
That's one of my biggest lessons in life. Like you have to love yourself. What's your take on life?
Hmm. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
You
But
sure?
be it good or bad, try to figure out what the lesson was in it for you and keep moving forward and try not to make the same mistakes again because if you don't learn the lesson when it comes around the first time, you're going to keep going around that same mountain until you learn that lesson. It's going to keep coming back to you. And
Yes.
be gentle and compassionate with yourself.
That is the number one thing because we didn't even talk about what it's like, the courage that it takes to be compassionate to yourself because
Yes.
that courage too.
Yeah, it does. It
This
does.
whole idea of courage is like it has so many different layers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Natalie says,
All
"Say
right, Natalie.
that." Natalie, do you have any questions? I can't wait for you to come back, Natalie. We're gonna
Well,
have fun.
I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity. This is really the first time that I have had the opportunity to talk out loud about my book.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
in my head. I've, spoken to friends and family, but this is really the first time that I've had to speak on it.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
it's great.
Yeah, it is. Isn't it beautiful?
Yes, it is.
Only get a million more women.
Hmm.
But I will. I will.
That's
And okay, so before we wrap this up,
hmm
give us send women away with a message that you want to share with them.
okay. Now let me see if I can find another message. uh, just have faith in yourself. Uh, all right, Natalie, I hear that.
I'm gonna read it.
Go ahead.
No, no, you go. Your message.
Oh, um, of the message that my message or what she said.
No, your message that you want to send, that you want to give to women tonight before we close out.
Okay. I just want all of you to know that you are enough. It's okay to be who you are. Accept who you are. Love who you are, and share who you are. Just remember to keep something for yourself.
Yeah.
Keep your cup full. Serve others from your overflow, but keep enough for yourself.
That's so
And
beautiful.
and it's okay to put yourself first.
That is so beautiful. Angie,
Yes,
God,
ma'am.
you just you just touched my heart. I want to thank you again, Angie, for stepping into courage
Thank
and
you.
allowing us to get to know you more, sharing your book, sharing the authentic you. Um, and just doing what it is that God called you to do. I want to thank you, Angie.
Thank you.
You and joining us, and I know you're going to be back for the panel,
Yes.
the
Thank
live
you
discussion.
for pushing me out there.
Yeah, you are so welcome. You are so welcome for the live discussion, and we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some laughs. Again, you can find Angie on Facebook, Angie Haggens, at Angie Haggens on Facebook. Here she is right here. Her book, again, is called Living from the Inside Out, The Metamorphosis of the Butterfly Within. Her book is going to be the bomb. I already know. I can't wait to read it. I'm also in a mini mastermind with Angie, so we get to brainstorm, we get to laugh, we get to, show up, we get to be vulnerable, we get to be all things to, for, and with each other because we are Metamorphosis sisters, and I love you for that, Angie.
I love you as well.
And I'm going to close out. My name is Alisa J. Green. You can find me on Facebook at Alisa J. Green. You can find me on my business page, Coaching from the Inside Out. And if you would like to join a community of women that have the power to share their stories, I have a group in that. You have that group as well. And you can find me on www.alisajgreen.com. Thank you for joining us on Empowering GrowHer TV, and we will see you next week. See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Good night.